We're really honored to have with us on exclusive with Taghreed Hussein and as His Excellency Ambassador Hong Wook, Ambassador of South Korea to Egypt mandate is coming to an end. Lots of achievements have been witnessed and the sky is the limit in Egyptian-South Korean relations. Your Excellency, thank you so much for joining us on exclusive with Taghreed Hussein as we celebrate tonight great achievements between Egypt and South Korea.
Thank you very much. I thank very much for the, very kind encouragement, and definitely all those things were not possible without the support from the Egyptian people and the Egyptian government and the Egyptian journalists like you. And I think I'm the happiest Korean ambassador because regardless of the pandemic and economic difficulties, as you rightly mentioned, our bilateral relations between Egypt and Korea has been expanded in various kinds of areas, not only the commercial relations, the cultural relations, the people-to-people exchanges, and my president was here for the first time in 16 years. My speaker was here for the first time in 16 years. And last year we have got the new Korean president, but he had a wonderful phone conversation with his Egyptian counterpart, President SCC, and he sent the president's envoy to COP27. And today we have our environmental minister who visited Egypt for the second time in just 6 months. These kind of things reflects the growing importance and growing gravities of our relations. Just like what was signed at the time of President Sisi's visit to Korea in the year 2016, we are going toward what we call comprehensive cooperative partnership. I'm very happy to be able to say to the Egyptian people, I have done my best to upgrade our bilateral relations, and again, thanks to the support from both of our people and both of our government, and we were able to explain, and we were able to take pride in what we were able to achieve so far. But I'm not satisfied with the current level. I'm sure my successor and all the colleagues from the embassy and the Egyptian government, they are ready to do more beyond what we were able to do during the last 3 years. So I'm very happy for the achievement, but I'm not satisfied with that. So I'm sure much more things will be done by my successors together with the support from Egyptian and Korean people and government. Egyptian friends, very happy to share with you our serious efforts to touch upon your hearts through our people-to-people diplomacy. As I always say, governments can change. However, people, their hearts will remain unchanged forever.
Your Excellency, it has been an excellent mandate and you've worked very hard on public diplomacy through your charisma and through your talents. We've seen that you brought together Egyptian and South Korean relations to great heights, especially also the people-to-people relations. and I quote you, يلا نعمل مستقبل جميل سوا. Let's work harder together for the sake of our strong partnership.
The magic lies in the existence of El Koshari and El Bibimbap. Bibimbap, just like El Koshari, we just mix every food ingredients to one bowl, and which creates totally different new taste, just like El Koshari. I think that reflects the open-minded character of our people. So Egyptian people, you are frank, open-minded, you are ready to mingle with other people and other culture, just like the Korean counterparts. So that was actually the secret of our success in implementing our public diplomacy. And even though the governments can change, at any time, anywhere in the world, but people remains there. They are the masters of our countries. So that's why I pay attention to, and I focus on the importance of the public diplomacy. In order to shorten what we call psychological distance between our two nations. Physically, in terms of physical distance, we are far away, but that will be reduced by way of reviving the direct flight between Seoul and Cairo. I hope we will be able to resume our direct flight very soon in order to reduce the physical distance between two nations. But what is more important one was to shorten the psychological distance between our two people. That is why I focus more on what we call people-to-people or public diplomacy. So I thought my most important task during the last 3 years was to get closer to the Egyptian people and to be ready to explain about the willingness and the friendship of Korean people to get closer to the Egyptian people. Egyptian friends, very happy to share with you our serious efforts to touch upon your heart through our people-to-people diplomacy. As I always say, governments can change, however, people, their hearts will remain unchanged forever.
Your Excellency, you've appointed yourself as our cultural ambassador to Korea, visiting many destinations all over Egypt. And this was very appealing to Egyptians. I had also all the honor of visiting South Korea and conducting interviews with top-notch Korean characters. And also we've seen your efforts materialize on more than one project, seeing more Korean investments coming to Egypt and also vice versa. Tell me more about this sense of cooperation between Egypt and Korea and further attracting Korean companies to come and invest in Egypt.
By the way, thank you for having made a very good coverage of Korea when you visited Korea. It was last year, right? Time flies. It was a perfect coverage, handling many important aspects of Korea and Korean people's life. Thank you so much.
From the heart of Seoul, downtown Seoul here in South Korea, welcome to Exclusive with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. Many lavish ceremonies has been held at such beautiful royal palaces of South Korea. And we can see the visitors, many tourists coming to see this beautiful palace and others that are present. We can also see them wearing the traditional Korean attire, which makes it almost like a lavish ceremony taking place and as if a journey back in time, back in history. The Korean Cultural Heritage Foundation is working hard to preserve Korea's cultural heritage and also extending a hand of help and cooperation to different countries all over the world in the field of culture and preserving history. Definitely Egypt is a top priority, extending cooperation with the mother of the world.
In January this year, there was MOU signed between Korea and Egypt. And by doing so, we will start working on the excavation and restoration, preservation of Luxor area in Egypt. And for that project, I guess our foundation will play a key role.
The team was very honored to visit the Korean Culture and Information Service, was launched in 1971 as an arm of the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism. We're honored to have with us Ms. Chi An Lee, the Director of International Tourism, Ministry of Culture, Sports, Tourism. Both Egypt and Korea are working hand in hand in order to foster international cooperation in the different fields, and definitely in the field of tourism and culture, we're doing also a lot. And the sky is the limit. What would you say?
For Korean people, Egypt is the country of ancient civilization. And for Egyptian people, Korea is probably the country of economic growth and K-culture.
We are having all the honor of interviewing Mr. Park Won-chol, the Director of the Cultural and Tourism Bureau. Why it's so important, in your opinion, for the cultural tourism of Korea?
Gwangju is very important city for cultural tourism in Korea. That's because Gwangju is #1 city in Korea in terms of culture, tourism, and history.
Second largest city in South Korea, as we continue exclusive with Taghreed Hussein from South Korea. And Busan is well known for the tourism potential. We're really honored to be having with us hosting His Excellency Mr. Park Hyun-jun, who is the mayor of Busan Metropolitan City.
Good morning, dear Night TV viewers. I am Park Hyun-jun, the mayor of Busan Metropolitan City.
Welcome to the venue of the Busan International Film Festival. And as you can see here in the background, how the kids and the students at the different colleges come here to have a look at the different films that has been into competition at this important and international festival. Let's watch. Tell us about your visit to Egypt and this sense of cooperation with the Cairo Opera House.
We had a collaboration with orchestra director Marcello Mattadelli from Cairo Opera House for Turandot in 2009. He visited Korea last year as well to conduct Bellini's I Puritani.
Busan, a bustling city of approximately 3.4 million residents, is located on the southeastern tip of the Korean peninsula. The size of Busan is 770.2 square kilometers, which is only 0.8% of the whole landmass of the Korean peninsula.
The natural environment of Busan is harmonious relationship between the mountains, the rivers, and the sea.
As for the investment, as you can see from the evidences that the factories in Peninsula have been also intensive Ramadan, regardless of the pandemic and regardless of the current economic crisis, they decided to expand their investment. Why? Because they see, greater potential in their investment opportunities here in Egypt. For a Korean electronic company which has been producing only television so far, but they decided to produce their products of mobile phones and tablet computers here in Egypt, not only for the domestic demand, but also they are ready to export a considerable portion of their products to other countries in this region. It can be a very good future cooperation sample between Egypt and Korea. We co-produce our products here in Egypt, and we export together to other countries in the region. I think that reflects one very vivid possibility for the further investment between Korean and Egyptian business people. So, yes, and also as for the scope of our cooperation, last year, we began to produce Cairo metro trains in the East Port side. Not only selling our products, we are focusing on the co-production, local production of our products together with our Egyptian counterparts. Yes, and also last year, a couple of Korean companies began producing their smartphones and their tablet computers and even Cairo metro trains. They are not just selling their products, they want to co-produce their products together with their Egyptian counterparts. We focus on what we call local production, and we aim to export our products together to other countries in this region. And what's surprising was that one Korean company began participating in the construction of the first ever Egyptian nuclear power plant in Daba. So all these kind of things happen in new areas, meaning just like the term comprehensive cooperative partnership, I think our bilateral cooperation is being deepened and being expanded.
It has been actually a motto that can be translated on solid grounds. We can never forget your fluent Arabic while saying يلا نعمل مستقبل جميل سوا, and also your popular saxophone like ثلاث دقات, and your genuine love for Egypt, the national anthem of the Arab Republic of Egypt. Well, on a final note, Your Excellency, a message through Nile TV International to all our viewers watching us now. What would you say at the end of a very successful mandate?
Wow. Yes, again, this reminds me of the old saying that if you drink some Nile water, you have to come back, return. And I think that will be applicable to me and to all the Korean travelers who were here, and I hope this will be also applicable to many Egyptian people who have been to Korea. And what is important is not the one, like we should aim for sustainable relations. Koreans, Egyptians, they deserve to be go for a sustainable partnership, not just temporary one-time partnership. So regardless of the change of the Korean ambassador, I don't think that will affect upon our future relation in any way. Peoples of our two countries are great enough to lead our brighter future. So just keep continuing to love each other. Just keep continuing to have confidence in our common future. Then definitely, once again, Yalla Namil Mustaqbal Gamil Sawa. That's my last message for Korean and Egyptian people.
Your Excellency, Ambassador Hong Shin-wook, South Korea's ambassador to Egypt, thank you so much for joining us here on Nile TV International. Thank you so much for being a true friend for all Egyptians and a very refined diplomat. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Ma salama. Shukran jazila.
And thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. That was exclusive with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International, where we paid tribute to His Excellency Ambassador Hong Shin-wook and 3 years of success, 3 years of achievements and prosperity forward ever, Egypt and South Korea.